Bloomington. A snowy night in central Bloomington, but it should be a good matchup inside the Ice Garden. It is the Jaguars hosting the Chaska Hawks. Alongside our crew, I'm Josh Powers. Glad to be with you tonight on BEC-TV and MNHockey.tv, wherever you are watching. If you're watching on MNHockey.tv and you'd like to have video replays and a live scoreboard available, head on over to BEC-TV.org. We'll give you the full broadcast experience. But either way, glad you're settling in on this Saturday night, watching us live in what should be a good one. 1 and 2 teams, kind of in different directions. Jefferson on their side, a much more experienced team than Chaska. The Jaguars coming off of a nice 7-2 win against their in-city rival Bloomington Kennedy Eagles. On the other side, it's a new-look Chaska team. The Hawks last year, they were oh so close to the state tournament, losing by 1 to Eden Prairie in the section championship game, a game where they outshot Eden Prairie. In that game, the Eagles eventually went on to lose in the state championship game to Hill Murray, but Chaska replacing 9 out of their top 11 scores from last year. So a new look team that's off to a 1-2 start. They have a win against Buffalo, then losses to St. Louis Park and the defending champ, Hill Murray. Meanwhile, Jefferson, mentioned they beat Kennedy last time out. They have losses to Minnetonka and Benilde, so a difficult schedule for both teams, but especially Jefferson here early on. Let's send it down to house level for the starting lineups and our national anthem.
And we want to remind you this game is being covered live by Bloomington Educational Community Television. You can tell your friends and family who can't be here to find the cable listings or tune in to the free live stream at www.bectv.org. Tonight's game is also live on Facebook at BEC-TV and also on Apple TV and Roku. All right, while the teams get organized, let's begin with the introductions of the starting lineups. We'll begin with the visiting team, the Hawks of Chaska High School. Starting in goal, it's number 39, Carter Wishart. The defenders, number 2, Sam Renzel, number 12, Luke Iverson. The wings, number 8, Sully Sholey, and number 14, Timmy Leroy. And starting at center, it's number 19, Jack Severson. The coaching staff for Chaska, Dave Snuggerud and Sean Bloomfield. Now let's meet the home team, Jefferson Jaguars. Starting in goal, number 30, Luke Swanson. On defense, number 19, Nick Hatton. And number 22, Pierce Tomka. The wings, number 8, Blake Wandbacher. And number 15, Logan Bonney. And starting at center, it's number 11, Brady Burton. The head coach is Mike Terwilliger. The assistant coaches are Bill Sawyer, Matt Elson, and Michael Friedman. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and direct your attention. You can keep your toppers on, gentlemen. It's time to honor the United States of America with the playing of our national anthem.
ready for some hockey here in the Metro West on this Saturday night. Let's run down the Metro West standings here early in the season. St. Louis Park leads with a 2-0 record. They are a half game ahead of Benilde. Benilde undefeated. They're in the top 10. They're the likely favorite, but St. Louis Park's played 2 Metro West games, won both of them, including against Chaska last week, 3-2. Then you've got Jefferson at 1-1 in conference, 1-2 overall. Same with Chanhassen. Chaska at 0-1. That lost to St. Louis Park, 1-2 overall. And then Kennedy 0-2 in the Metro West. The Jaguars, Mike Terwilliger, their head coach. And on the other side, the Chaska Hawks, led by Dave Snuggerud. His son was the leading scorer on last year's team, the freshman Jimmy Snuggerud, but choosing to go the development route for his career, so not a part of this year's team. They miss him, obviously, and they're replacing 9 out of their 11 top scorers from last year on a team that was so successful a year ago. Chaska going 14-9, 8-2 in the Metro West, and nearly upended Eden Prairie in that section championship game. So we're underway. Jefferson in the home white with Columbia blue trim, and Chaska in the road purple with gold and purple, or road purple, gold, and white trim. The first shot to Luke Swanson, the sophomore goaltender for Jefferson, making his first career start, first career minutes tonight. So we'll see how the young sophomore handles things between the pipes for the Jaguars. Nice touch pass out of the zone, but Brady Burton blows an edge. Picked up by Blake Wanmacher for Jefferson. Hits the Chaska line, short angle shot, hits the side of the net. Karams behind, where it's picked up by Sam Rinzel. Rinzel off to a nice start to his season already. Second in points for the defenseman with 6. He's tied with Jack Severson. Sully Sholey, who was one of those top 2 scorers that return out of their top 11, number 8 for Chaska. He leads the team with 7 points so far in the young season. Between the pipes for Chaska, Carter Wishart, very experienced player who logged a lot of time last year, is back again as Chaska on a 2-on-1 with a pass was behind Zach Sultan. So a chance goes by the wayside there early for the Hawks. Jefferson very experienced, especially back on D. Appears to be a strength this year, although their first 2 games they allowed 109 shots on goal in those 2 games combined. 53 against Minnetonka, 56 to Benilde, but those are 2 pretty good teams. Did much better limiting Kennedy the other night to under 20 shots on goal for the game with that Jaguar defense. Here is Rinzel, you see his speed, and he fires tipped wide by Sean Summerness. Good forecheck here early on by Chaska, being disruptive to the Jaguar breakout attack. As Sholey able to hold the zone there momentarily, picked up by Summerness. Sends it rink wide to Aiden Rasabandith. Rasabandith up for Summerness, deflected at neutral. Slides back into the Chaska end where it's played again by Rinzel. Rinzel around the wall. Rasabandith first on the scene, gets around one Hawk. Played it up toward neutral for Parker Boone, tipped away from him. And again, Chaska, a more aggressive team right now. Sholey left it for no one in particular. Dansky got spun around for the Jaguars. Puck picked up by Logan Bonney, who sends it to center, but then it's dumped right back in for Chaska. Bonney at neutral. Plays it ahead, captured there by 17, Tommy Blahowski, a junior defender for the Hawks. Wishart plays it around the wall. See if the Jaguars can mount a forechecking presence here early on. Matthew Magnuson, younger brother of William Magnuson, who was a top senior last year for Chaska. Number 3 in purple, plays it to neutral. And they dump it in again as Chaska needs a change. One of the co-captains, Nick Hatton for Jefferson, over to Pierce Tomka. Good passing combo to Hatton at center, and then it's played into the backhand by Aaron Daniels for the Jaguars. 3 minutes in. No great opportunities yet in this game. 2 harmless shots on goal so far for the Hawks. You see our shots on goal there, that Chaska with the 2 there. between the initials and the 0. You see the Jaguars 0 shots on goal so far through the first 3+ minutes. Fans are allowed here tonight, certain per capita per player. Quick off the draw, and Swanson with his first real test passes it there as he's able to kick that one aside. Icing waved off, back to play at 34, Ryan Kleber, senior defenseman. Kleber recaptures behind his net, spun around by number 18, Brett Herbert, who had a nice game against Kennedy on Tuesday with a goal. Tommy Leroy, bad pass to the point. Delivered by Jack Severson wide of the mark as it caroms up into the crowd. 13-13 remaining first period. Jaguar bench there. Mike Terwilliger, head man, assistants Matt Nelson, Michael Friedman, Bill Sawyer for the Jaguars. Colton Gansky plays it to the line, but not out. And high off the wall, Parker Boone's gonna try to chase this down, but Magnuson is there. He dishes it aside to Luke Iverson. Samuel Lull trying to keep that one in aggressively, but cannot, so Gansky has to go back. Puck intercepted at center by Pritchard. Pritchard for Chaska, backhands it in front. Dangerous puck, loose in front, a backhand chance, a rebound. Didn't get through traffic either time. As Swanson was at the ready, making one save there. He was kind of caught in no man's land, whether to try to jump on that puck to freeze it. Of course, there you risk somebody poking it in behind you. Swanson here, amid all the traffic with that save right there. And then the traffic helps clean up the rest for Jefferson. Good activity by the Hawks. Markwell off a face-off win, fires wide. Wanmacher waves at it, can't get it past the Chaska D. That one slips to center, so it'll be offside on Chaska. Ty Broughton, the young sophomore, number 21 in purple. First minutes in the varsity career for Luke Swanson for Jefferson. So far, so good. Ryan Seitz had been the goaltender in the previous 3 games for Jefferson. Wishart, meanwhile, he's played all the minutes so far, all 3 games, and starting off this one for the Hawks in net. Sean Summerdis, penalty coming as he was slashed from behind. And the Jaguar power play will get their first crack at it. What a night it was for the power play on Tuesday. They were 4 for 4 against Kennedy. Bumped their percentage up to 38.5% so far this year on the man advantage. Meanwhile, penalty kill, a little bit of a struggle for Chaska, just 75% so far this year. Blake Markwell taking that slashing call. So the Jaguar power play, an early opportunity to take the lead as they win that draw, but unable to keep it alive. Nick Hatton, he'll be the quarterback at the top of the power play zone, 19 in white for Jefferson. And watch out for Benny Getters. He has it now. He'll be a wing guy on this power play. Had a nice one-timer for a power play goal on Tuesday. Did Getters right where about he is right now at that near circle. Puck caroms out to neutral. Good activity by Severson to get in that passing lane. And not a good start on this power play for Jefferson, a turnover. Grabbing onto it, Selton smartly plays it back to the D. They'll draw more time off the power play clock. Jefferson will make a change to their second power play unit out there now, as Samuel Law back for it. Law leaves it for Kyle Davis, joined by A.J. Wang, Blake Wanmacher, and Pierce Tomka. Behind the net, A.J. Wang. And a bad pass. Tomka, even a dive, can't get a piece of that. So the Jaguar power play out of sorts here after going 4 for 4 on Tuesday. Davis finds Tomka. very experienced defenseman, 22 in white. Dumped in by Law, he'll chase after it along with Wanmacher. Puck done free though by Rinzel, and there it goes as we're down to just 20 seconds left in the man advantage. Law able to grab onto it, tip it in. He'll head to the bench for a change. There's Sully Scholey behind his own net. Deeks around Benny Getters and slides it to centers. The Jaguar power play now 0 for 1. The penalty to Markwell is over. Back to 5-on-5 with just under 10 minutes left in the first period. Sully Scholey shot right on and sticked aside and out of play by Swanson. 6th shot on goal for Chaska. Jefferson yet to have a shot on goal even with a power play, so a nice penalty kill early for the Hawks. Face-off win for Jefferson. Aaron Daniels, but can't advance it any further. Magnuson, just a sophomore. We mentioned a very young Chaska team, replacing all that senior talent from a year ago, plus Jimmy Snuggerud, the outstanding freshman. Tipped in by Gordy Gombold for Jefferson, 12 in white. But the Jaguars changing, can't hold his own. Scholey left side, looks for help, fires high and wide. Long rebound, misplayed at the blue line, gives Rassa Bandit the chance, but he runs into Magnuson. And now Parker Boone. That pass off target. Jefferson, those passes were on target on Tuesday. Very crisp night. Not so much here starting out in this first period. A little choppy for the Jaguars. Hatton hit Gansky with that dump-in attempt, and now Rinzel for Chaska. So leaves it for Blahowski. Pritchard, turnover. That shot deflected wide. Nolan Fetzer taking that shot for Jefferson off the turnover. Third line out there right now for the Jaguars. Here come the Hawks back the other way. Gavin Nahan. Nahan backhanded in front, hit Tomka. Deflects to the corner. Here's Nick Hatton for Jefferson with a little steam. Hatton left side, looks toward the middle, fires toward the middle. It was broken up by the traffic. Davis got around Nahan, tried to stop in the circle, and now Wanmacher. In front, now Davis winds and fires. That was blocked as well as we get a whistle behind the play. The net came loose. And that'll stop play with 7:45 remaining in the first period. Good activity there by the Jaguars. Still looking for that first shot on goal, but at least a little zone time right there for the boys in Columbia blue and white. Good face-off win, but it somehow got past Lull at the blue line, and Davis back for it. Ice is going to be a little choppy here late first period. They did not resurface between warm-up time and the start of tonight's game, so keep an eye out for that here in the final 7+ minutes around the walls. Getters in front, Herbert shot, and it's deflected high and wide. They will resurface following the first period. Here's Lull, holds the zone, fires, blocked again by the traffic in front. Hawks the other way, nice play by Kyle Davis, picks the pocket of Zach Selton. Here's Benny Getters, the captain, backhands it to Aaron Daniels. His shot on the backhand deflects wide. Better play here the last 4 minutes for Jefferson since they came off that power play. Tommy Leroy in a battle with Sean Summerness as they go tumbling into the wall. Parker Boone forces it to center. Played back by Scholey, but a giveaway there. Jefferson with numbers if they hurry. Gansky, though, got tied up. And the Hawks slide it the other way again. Good back-checking presence by Aiden Rassabandith as Jefferson changes with just over 6 minutes remaining. Fast-flowing first period. Still Jefferson without a shot on goal. They get a turnover here though. Logan Bonney tried to throw it out front, intercepted by Rinzel. Rinzel 3-on-2 for Chaska. Drop back pass, Scholey! Wrist shot saved by Swanson. Good odd man rush by the Hawks, but so far Swanson is looking pretty good back there. That one deflected in front. Swanson pads that away. Nick Hatton pass, too far for Noble. They wave off icing those. It was tipped by Blahowski. His long pass, got past Tomka. Drop back pass, Broughton off target. Tipped in, Chaska has to get back on side. Rinzel dumping it in. With 5:24 left, here's a deflection and a steal. And recaptured by the Jaguars, but they overskate it. Near penalty there. I think if Selton would have just fallen and not tried to, or not been able to hold the puck, that could have been a tripping call. Here's Broughton from close in, but missing wide. Rebound Karam's out to Kleber. His pass in front, collected by Aaron Daniels. Good pass on target to Benny Getters. Getters moving in, and a save made by Wieshart, his first test. And he passes it, denying Jefferson's leading scorer, coming in with 6 points, Benny Getters. Parker Boone touches it past the Chaska D, then got shoved into the wall on a nice check. Blake Hansen trying to advance it up the far wall, runs into trouble, it's a turnover. Gansky between the circles, backhanded, deflected just high by Wieshart. Kyle Davis wrist shot, that was blocked. Low with the drive, missing high. Jefferson starting to present a challenge for the Hawks. Davis holds the zone. Gansky fires, Wieshart the save, Jefferson scores on the rebound! It's Parker Boone! A cleanup goal out front, and the Jaguars go out front, 1-0.
7.
Parker Boone, first of the year. Kyle Davis will pick up the assist, along with, I believe, Gansky. We'll check that for you. Jefferson held without a shot on goal for the first 10 minutes, no more. Gansky with that shot out front, and Boone sliding it past Wieshart. So Gansky and Davis with the assists, and Chaska countering quickly. Nahan turning and firing, but Luke Swanson, excuse me, coming up with the save. Davis picks up his second assist of the year, and Gansky also with his second assist. So Jefferson playing with the lead. And under 4 minutes left in the first period. Glad you're with us tonight on BEC-TV and MNHockey.tv. Josh Powers alongside our crew. Metro West early season battle. One of these teams may fall to 1-3 with a loss, so an important one to hold that position in the standings. Gombold advances it a little bit further to Rass the Bandit, dumps it into the Chaska zone. Rinzel circles far side, can't get it through the traffic. Here's Boone. He was played aggressively, held to the puck though. Gansky couldn't get the shot off. And back the other way, Chaska. Here's Nathan Hines dumping it in. Good check by Summerness, but couldn't play the puck. It's stolen out in front, and Swanson coming up big again. Turnover out front, and a good pass to Bennett Jacks, number 13. Looked like a pretty good shot, too, from Jacks. Low headed for that far post, but Luke Swanson, 10 for 10 so far for the young sophomore, getting his first start for Jefferson. Pass too high, intended for Fetzer. Dumped in by Bonney. 2:35 left first period. Sully Scholey. Headman pass behind his target, picked up at neutral by Magnuson, who backhands it into the Jaguar end. Bonnie sends it around that choppy ice around the wall. Pad saved by Swanson on a quick wrister. Hatton will try that side again, and now Wanmacher at center. 3-on-3, but Jefferson needs a change. Wanmacher dumps it in at the end of a shift. Scholey latches on at the red line. He'll slide it into the Jaguar zone. Getter's first on the scene, checks his options, flips it through center. So we're down to 1:45 first period. Blahowski. And now at neutral, Bennett Jacks, who was denied just a moment ago. Sends it out front for Broughton, tipped away. Rinzel. Floating at the top of the zone. He'll circle past Aaron Daniels. His wrist shot blocked by Kyle Davis. Up and out of play. With 1:21 remaining. If you're watching on mnhockey.tv, like the full experience with our video replays, including this one on a save by Luke Swanson, head on over to BEC-TV.org. We've got video replays as well as our live scoreboard, including shots on goal for you on BEC-TV.org, streaming for free. We come up on the final minute of this first period. Jefferson nearly turned it over out front. Long wrist shot, but Swanson saw that one clearly off the blade of Blahowski, slid over, even though it was going to go wide, just gloved it with 1:04 left. Sophomore looking strong for Jefferson. In his first start, playing his first minutes of his Jaguar career in net. Chaska wins the draw. Wild turn and fire by Severson as he was off balance. The return shot by Scholey misses high. Iverson. It was deflected by Scholey. Davis corrals it. Iverson holds the zone. Poked at by Boone, who slides it up ahead. And not far enough for icing as it's waved off with just over a half-minute remaining in the period. Scholey negotiates traffic. Sully Scholey had a poke checked away. Played there by Herbert. Up ahead, Logan Bonney. Jefferson turned back. Here's Scholey late in the period. Looking for options, drops it off. Scholey backhand, centering pass! And a save by Swanson. Severson with the drive. He'll fire again, patted away Swanson. A third shot ricochets off the post as the first period comes to an end. Chaska making noise late, but couldn't get one by Luke Swanson, who finishes the period with 13 saves. And the final shot won't count as one of those saves as it clangs off the near post. So a strong period for Chaska, but the only goal of the period to the Jaguars. Parker Boone from Colton Gansky and Kyle Davis, an even strength goal, paving the way for a Jaguar lead after the first period. We will take a short break. They'll resurface. We'll come back. Metro West Hockey. Hockey Saturday night in Bloomington. Jefferson leads Chaska 1-0 on BEC-TV and mnhockey.tv.
Myth. I can party with people as long as they don't have symptoms. That myth is false. As we've seen, up to 40% of people who have COVID-19 are asymptomatic and can pass it on to others. So I'd recommend avoiding any social parties, especially indoor ones. If you want to try to socialize but reduce your risk, We recommend meeting outside in small groups, continuing to wear a mask, and socially distancing from others if you can. Then together, we can keep COVID-19 out of school.
For ways to keep your community safe, go to backtoschooltogether.com.
start the second period. Jefferson leading Chaska 1-0 on Hockey Saturday night in Bloomington on BEC-TV and MNHockey.tv. Josh Powers alongside our crew. Glad you're spending some of your weekend with us. It's been a good game so far. Chaska, the strong first period, they outshot Jefferson 13-4, but solid goaltending from newcomer Luke Swanson making his first career start for Jefferson, and they got the lone goal of that first period on a rebound. Goal by Parker Boone. Let's take a look at the first period highlights. Jefferson not getting a shot on goal for the first 10 minutes. It was Chaska early, but there's Swanson with some of his good work in that first period. Again, 13 saves for the sophomore. Kicking that one aside, and then good steadying presence there. Didn't panic in that situation for Swanson, unlike you may see a lot of other younger goalies do. Just one penalty in the period, that was it right there. A slashing call. Jefferson did not record a shot on goal on that power play. Carter Wiesert, 3 saves for him, including that one. And now Jefferson. This is where they get that goal. Parker Boone on the rebound, making it 1-0 from Colton Gansky and Kyle Davis. Another look at it right there. Just poked it 5-hole past Wissert. And then at the end of the period, 3 consecutive shots, including one that ricocheted off the near post. Very nearly a 1-1 game, but Jefferson leads after the first 17 minutes. As the ice has been resurfaced, they'll do that again between periods. And I say that because we covered the JV game, Jefferson and Kennedy, on Tuesday, and they did not resurface between the first and second period. It made for some very choppy ice at the end of that second period, but they'll do that here at the varsity level. You see the Hawks back out there, and there's Luke Swanson. What a first period. Couldn't dream it up any better for the young sophomore. 13 for 13. Like his size, too, for a netminder. You see there's Ryan Seitz, the senior. Good mentor for him between those two. Seitz has played the first 3 games for Jefferson, but Swanson getting his first opportunity tonight. And looking good so far. We mentioned Carter Wiesert. He played almost every minute last year for Chaska, and what a season it was for him. 14-9. 2.47 goals against, save percentage of 89.4. So a very experienced guy in Wiesert. And he did that as a freshman, everyone. So he's just a sophomore. So 2 younger goalies, Wiesert more experienced, but both are going to be solid goaltenders in the Metro West for the next couple of years after this one. So ready to drop the puck on period 2 on this snowy Saturday night in central Bloomington. Historic Bloomington Ice Garden. So we're underway. Chaska wins the draw. One thing Jefferson did nicely in the first period, they stayed out of the penalty box. No penalties assessed to Jefferson. Chaska's power play has been a big strength for them early in this season. 42.9%, 7 power play goals out of their 12 as a team have come on the man advantage. So Jefferson would be wise to continue that trend as long as they can in this game, as they're offside at the line. Jefferson's power play is good too, as we saw on Tuesday, 4 for 4. So both teams doing a pretty good job. Just 1 penalty assessed in that first period. Bennett Jacks wins that draw for Chaska, wearing the assistant captain C's, only a junior. On a team that lost so many seniors last year, you're going to have some underclassmen that need to be those leaders. Jacks, one of those. Brady Burton pries it free, dumps it in. Blake Wanmacher on the forecheck for Jefferson. Back for Burton. Escapes his reach. Poked ahead by Jacks. Davis keeps it in the zone. Chaska blows a tire with Ryan Kleber. He's laying on the puck, it appears. Pretty good strategy if you're in danger of losing control back there. Good forecheck here by Gansky, but Jax able to negotiate him. Hits the red line and sends it in. First on the scene is Broughton, marked there by Summerness. Pried loose by Gansky, he turns it over. And an early save, Severson pouncing on another opportunity. He's been there on a couple of those passes out front for Chaska. Here he is circling Severson. Slides it to the circle. Now down low, it's Scholey. Looking for options, finds Rinzel. Rinzel shot right on, kicked aside by Swanson. Rinzel back at center. Chaska top liners out there and looking pretty good early in this second period. This one clangs off the top of the rafters here at the Ice Garden and floats down. 2 minutes into the second period, Chaska now with 15 shots on goal, just 4 for Jefferson. Jefferson, remember on Tuesday, they were outshot by Kennedy until midway through the third period. They finally gained the shots on goal advantage, just kind of wore Kennedy down in that game, winning 7-2, but they've been used to playing with the lead despite being outshot here early on in the season. Here's a carving puck around, and a nice save again by Swanson. Jax on the rebound, denied by Swanson. Luke Swanson, 17 saves already, and some point-blank saves mixed in that grouping. Dumped in by Hines. If you did not see Kennedy with a strong performance earlier this afternoon, but losing in overtime to league-leading St. Louis Park, 5-4. So now St. Louis Park 3-0 the young season, but much better performance there by Kennedy. A 1-goal loss after losing by 5 to Jefferson on Tuesday. Up ahead, Nahan fires right on. Saved by Swanson, number 19 for the sophomore. Beautiful pass to Benny Getters. Getters trying to walk around Rinzel and could not. Very strong D from Rinzel. He is going to be a great one for Chaska. He's only a sophomore. Johnny Knapp, the junior, plays it up ahead to Pritchard. Back down by Tomka. Now Knapp in the corner. Good check by Pierce Tomka. Logan Bonney unable to clear the zone. He'll get a second try. It deflects over to Brady Burton. He finally deflects to center. Kleber slides it up ahead, tipped in by Severson. Severson intercepts that Tomka pass as it nearly floats out front and does, but it's played by Burton. He'll circle behind his own net. Has to backtrack thanks to Severson. Nice pass though to Blake Wanmacher. Wanmacher for Jefferson. Good stick from behind as it's stolen by Tommy Leroy. Timmy Leroy firing wide. Leroy picks it up behind the net, plays it out front. Unable to receive that Kleber, and Jefferson heads the other way. Bonney dumps it in at the end of a shift. Leroy unable to play that one into Jefferson territory, so an icing call with 12:38 remaining in this second period. 20 shots on goal for Chaska. Jefferson without a shot on goal in this period through the first 4.5 minutes. They went the first 10 minutes in the first period without a shot on goal. Chaska controlling this game, but down by a goal. Keeping it alive, Gordon Gombo. Jefferson trying to work on the forecheck. Here's a turnover. Boone unable to advance it. He scored the goal back in the first period for Jefferson. Summerness under siege. He turns it over. Broughton then gives it back to Summerness. He'll go high off the wall and they'll wave off, or no, they will count icing as it hopped over the stick of Sam Rinzel. with exactly 12 minutes remaining in this second period. Speaking of Kennedy, we mentioned their loss to St. Louis Park. That's the next opponent for Chaska. It's on Tuesday, right back here at the Ice Garden. From the point, drive deflects to the corner. Picked up there by Bennett, or excuse me, that's Severson. Had it poked away. Scholey keeps it alive. Here's Nick Hatton, quiet night for the co-captain for Jefferson. Scholey, you see his speed, dishes it over to Iverson. Severson trying to track it down on the half wall. To the point, Rinzel fires wide. And now Iverson at the circle, throws it in front, saved by Swanson. Rebound, and that one blocked by Hatton on a good look by Severson. Here, Chaska scores! It's Bryce Hansen. They finally get one past Luke Swanson on their 21st shot on goal. Bryce Hansen, the senior, going top shelf with his second goal of the year. And the Hawks have pulled even with just over 11 minutes remaining in the second period. So the Hawks with momentum. Kleber flips it in. And that first line finally getting to Jefferson, all those chances with Severson and Scholey, and it pays off there, but it's Hansen, not Scholey or Severson with the goal. But a nicely located shot by Bryce Hansen over the shoulder of Swanson before you could see it. Samuel Lahl for Jefferson. Gets around Kleber. Banned on a pass out front, tracked down by Wanmacher. Wanmacher looks toward the middle, spins away from a check, then overskates the puck. Kleber reclaims and backhands it away from trouble. Kept alive briefly by Davis as it's poked at, and now Magnuson flies through neutral. He winds and fires into the glove of Luke Swanson. 22nd save for Luke Swanson. Another look at the goal from Bryce Hansen. Beautiful location there for the senior forward, second goal of the season. Again, if you're watching on mnhockey.tv, you're wondering where is this replay? On our second feed, BEC-TV.org. Go there for the rest of tonight's game. Live scoreboard, multiple camera views and replays for you, and a giveaway right out front, and Swanson comes up big again. It was Zach Sultan. Second time he's been robbed in this game. Another junior co-captain for Chaska. The Hawks continue to put on the pressure. Back cut there, just out of the reach of Rinzel. He recaptures though. Saucer pass. Awkward carom. Jefferson scoops that up out front before it got to Swanson. And it's Benny Getters. Getters trying to fight off a couple of checks behind the net. Quiet night for Getters. Did have a nice opportunity in the first period, was denied by Wiesert. Bennett Jacks held up at the blue line, got it into the zone, poked ahead. Wrist shot by Selton, misses wide, may have been deflected. And it's Hatton. Good move by Hatton, but Herbert was headed to the bench instead of up ice. Back in his own zone, Getters around the wall. Kept into the zone by Severson, and Swanson will just hang on to it with 8:48 remaining as we're nearing the midway point of this hockey game. Glad you're with us tonight on BEC-TV or mnhockey.tv alongside our crew. Josh Powers with you. Jefferson scored in the first period, a rebound goal by Parker Boone. Chaska scored here in the second period, just a couple minutes ago on a rebound goal by Bryce Hansen. And it's 1-1, although Chaska's enjoyed a 25-4 shots on goal advantage in this game. It's been Jefferson scrambling D combined with the brilliant first start for Luke Swanson as we're halfway through. The sophomore has looked very strong for Jefferson. See why Coach Terwilliger trusts him for the start, although Seitz has played well this year. Iverson for the Hawks. Bumped off the puck. Played by Brady Burton. Up ahead. Picked off by the Hawks. They are just dominating neutral ice in this period. Jefferson still without a shot on goal, and now they're going to go on their first penalty kill of the game. It's a roughing call on the Jaguars, and we're going to see that Chaska power play for the first time, clicking at 42.9% this year. And it's Brady Burton taking that roughing call. Coming in, or we mentioned it earlier, but 7 of the 12 Hawks goals this season through their first 3 games scored on the power play. And with guys like Severson and Scholey and Selton, you can see why. Bennett Jacks joining them as well as Sam Rinzel. Rinzel quarterbacks at the top of the zone. Scholey on the opposite side. Harem toward him, but out of his reach. Severson through traffic. Harmlessly goes wide. Scholey at the circle, fires, and that misses the top corner and out of the reach of Severson. It'll head on down the other way, 30 seconds into the first power play of the night for Chaska. Caught at the line by Severson, but poked through center by Pierce Tomka. Wiesert aggressively out for it, wants to preserve every second he can of this power play. But we're nearly midway through, and no shots on goal yet on the man advantage. Scholey trying to change that. Far circle, deflects behind the net, and good stick by Blake Wanmacher to win that race to the puck and sends it all the way down. Chaska will change up its power play unit. With 45 to go. Selton will stay out there, presumably until they dump it in. He'll carry it past Hatton and get shoved into the corner. Picked up there by Hines. He fires. A correction, that was Hansen, the goal scorer. That one misses wide. Hansen tracks it down behind the net, looking out front instead, throws it to the point. They swing it around to Magnuson's drive right on, and it's smothered by Luke Swanson with his 26th save. And 20 seconds remaining in the power play as you look at the young sophomore Ty Broughton. Some young talent on this Hawk team. Final seconds of the power play, and there it goes one more time for the Jaguars. So it's going to be a 1-for-1 start for the Jaguar penalty kill as it was for Chaska back in the first period. As we're back to 5-on-5, 6 minutes remaining in a 1-1 hockey game, second period. Benny Getters in the direction of Herbert. Brett Herbert wins the position battle. Tried to get it to Burton. 3 Hawks over there. But it's sent around to the far side, and Hansen backhands it to neutral. Burton with some open ice. Slides it ahead to Bonnie. Nice job on the back check, though. Getting back in time was Kleber. Jefferson nearly caught Chaska on a change there. As they dump it in, the Jaguars did get a shot on goal in that skirmish. A few moments ago, their first shot on goal of the period. We're down to just over 5 minutes left. Brady Burton, strong move out of the corner. Finds Samuel Lall, he'll flip it in. Jefferson changing the rest of the players there, besides Lall. Kleber through neutral, got past everyone including Davis, and Swanson has to poke at it late. That shot blocked by Davis. Those are the decisions. Swanson's gonna have to get a little bit quicker on there. He's a little bit late on that poke. Again, caught in no man's land a bit there. Nice pass up ahead. A break for Chaska, Hines! And it's gloved away, or at least hit the glove of Swanson as he makes the save. Sam Rinzel keeps the pressure on as he slides and glides behind the Jaguar net. Drops it off for Hines. Hines cycles it to Jax. Bennett Jax tied up. And now it's sent to the point, Rinzel. Hines through traffic, and Swanson sees it and gloves it and holds with 3:52 remaining in the second period. Luke Swanson, what a night for him. 28 saves now. He has been under siege. Already 16 shots on goal in this period for Chaska compared to 1 for Jefferson. And another face-off win for the Hawks. Rinzel tried to find Sully Sholey in the slot, but it carried him to the corner. Severson tried to throw it out front. Sholey unable to keep it in, and now Aaron Daniels has a beat on it for Jefferson. But it's scooped up by Rinzel. Tomka unable to hold. Jefferson delayed offsides. They touch up, but it gives Rinzel time to weave at center. Hits the red line, dumps it in at the end of a shift. 3:15 left in the middle period. Sholey behind the net. Severson, so dangerous, looking out front. He turns and fires, and Swanson gets a good chunk of it as it goes behind the net. Icing gonna be the call here on the Jaguars. Great activity by Chaska here in the second period. Luke Swanson sees that one through traffic. He'd like to have him cover it up, but at least he was able to poke it a little bit further away. Nitpicky there from my standpoint for Swanson. He has had a heck of a game for Jefferson, to be sure. Next save will be his 30th. D to D, Chaska. Bennett Jax over to Magnuson. Up ahead, it was deflected by Broughton, so no icing. Tracked down by Summerness. Hits off the equipment of Wanmacher, deflects out front. Broughton unable to fire. From the point, Selton does, and it's into the breadbasket of Luke Swanson, who has reached that 30 save threshold. Never a good thing when your netminder is 30 plus saves, but Swanson has frankly kept Jefferson in this game. Unable to hold Magnuson as it's played back in their own zone to Markwell. Up ahead, Sholey through 2 Jaguars. Unable to get the shot off. Severson back to Sultan. Sultan return pass, Severson fires and misses wide. That top line so dangerous for Chaska tonight. Another save for Swanson. Severson. Rinzel winds, fires, and misses wide, looking for a deflection. It caroms all the way out to Kleber. Sholey backhands towards Severson, broken up by the Jaguars, and they have to ice it again. With a minute 36 remaining. Jefferson trying to stagger to the locker room here, hoping to keep this a 1-1 game. Being outshot 32-5 and 19-1 in this period. The Hawk bench there, the man in the middle, Dave Snuggerud, the head coach, former Olympian for U.S. Hockey back in the late 80s. offside, the call here on Jefferson. With 1:24. And there's the Jaguar bench, Mike Terwilliger. Jefferson face-off win. Bennett Jacks over to Rinzel. Able to withstand a check, almost carried it out front in Rinzel. Clangs off the rafters once again with 1:03 remaining in period number 2. These two teams will play again later on in the season. They'll meet on Tuesday, February 9th at Chaska. Part of this 18-game schedule this year. Final minute of the second period. Can Chaska find that go-ahead goal? Top line is out there. Scholey, Severson. Back to the point. Iverson, Severson, Magnuson, Severson, blocked by Getters. Iverson fires, that misses wide. Big carom though, it was nicely played by Hatton. Scholey has it with a half minute. Threw it away as it's chipped to center by Jefferson. Good forecheck here, Benny Getters. Forces a turnover, and Wiesert the save. Getters return pass out front, stolen by the Hawks, and here they come. The final 15, odd man rush. Scholey, he fires, save made, and covering was Swanson. As we go end to end in the final half minute, the Jaguars having their best chance of the period. The shot in close by Aaron Daniels, but then that led to the odd man rush. And Swanson coming up big on Chaska's leading scorer, Sully Scholey. Jefferson needed that face-off win badly, and they got it. They're going to tie it up here, final seconds. As that one slipped wide by Severson. And the Jaguars make it to the end of the second period, still in a 1-1 tie, but what a period for Chaska. They outshoot Jefferson 20-2. And they get the only goal of the period. Bryce Hansen with his second of the year, making it a 1-1 tie. The Hawks with all the momentum, but not yet with the lead. We'll see if that changes. The all-important third period coming up. We'll take a short break, and the third period coming up from the Bloomington Ice Garden next. You're watching Metro West Hockey, Jefferson and Chaska on BEC-TV and MNHockey.tv. Back at the Ice Garden, ready to drop the puck on the all-important third period in this 1-1 tie. Hockey Saturday night in Bloomington on BEC-TV and MNHockey.tv. Alongside our crew, Josh Powers with you. Chaska's dominated this game. They have outshot Jefferson 33-6, but 32 saves for the sophomore Luke Swanson, getting his first start for Jefferson. It has been a beauty through 2 periods. He's kept the Jaguars in it. Let's take a look at second period highlights. Jefferson led 1-0 after 1. Chaska would outshoot Jefferson in this period 20-2. But it was Swanson getting some help right there from Pierce Tomka. Swanson again denies Gavin Nahan on the break. Here's the goal though. The senior, Bryce Hansen, one of just 4 seniors to play in tonight's game for Chaska. They are a very young team. Hansen though, experience getting the job done there, making it 1-1. Chaska did have a power play later on, but it was more from Luke Swanson there. Denies Sully Sholey on a grade A chance. Bennett Jacks unable to poke that home. Swanson has been everywhere. Would not maybe expect this from a sophomore making his first start. Jefferson had a late chance in that period. Couldn't get it past Wiesert, and then Sholey again on a 2-on-1. Swanson a final save in the period. And we had 1-1 to the third period. There's Carter Wiesert. Just 5 saves for him tonight for the sophomore. You forget that he's a sophomore a lot of times. He played the entire year as a freshman last year for these Chaska Hawks. Got a fresh sheet of ice. Teams are ready to go for this third period. Chaska 1-2, Jefferson 1-2. How about the brilliant effort so far from Luke Swanson with 32 saves. If he had nerves coming in, he probably doesn't have as many now. There might still be a few in there. But you have to figure his confidence growing here with his first ever Jaguar performance tonight. Third period underway here at historic Bloomington Ice Garden. Sully Sholey, that top line for the Hawks. Sholey rings one off the post. Leading scorer for Chaska. He did get the only assist on the goal by Hansen back in the second period, did Sully Sholey. Severson, talk about a guy who's been everywhere tonight. He has been that for Chaska, number 19. Sends one over to Rinzel. Rinzel waits. In front for a look. Sholey denied by Swanson. Out front! Rinzel fires that wide. Jefferson needs a clear. They're going to swat it all the way down. What a first shift for the Hawks. That top line dangerous as ever. So Sholey, you tack on that assist now, 3 goals, 5 assists, 8 points for him to lead Chaska. He is one of those 4 seniors that have played tonight for the Hawks. Benny Getters to Herbert, backhand, saved by Wiesert, and the rebound cleared out of trouble. Best save of the night right there for Carter Wiesert as Jefferson caught the Hawks on a break. It was Getters to Herbert. Quick reaction, and then he had to react a second time as it caromed off of Ryan Kleber in front. If he hadn't put that last shoulder into it, Wiesert, that might have fluttered home. So both goalies passing an early test here in the third period. They will wave off icing here to the dismay of the Jaguar bench. You can hear them from here protesting. And now they'll get the icing call the other way. Chaska does. With 15:33 remaining in regulation, there will be overtime if it remains tied at the end of regulation. Got the case in all sports. In soccer last fall, there was no overtime in soccer. But they will have overtime session here. I believe 8 minutes if it remains tied. Long way to go before we can talk about that, though. Still over 15 minutes left. Rinzel making his way, circling, drops it off to Markwell. Throws it out front. Swanson got the initial save, and then the defense cleared it out of trouble. Jefferson's going to ice it again. .14:59 remaining. Huge shot disparity in this game. Chaska 34-7. Each team with one shot here so far in the third. Jefferson wins that draw, but Chaska holds. Jack sends it back. Shot by Hines, deflects to the corner. Magnuson down low, hits the side of the net, may have been redirected by Jax. Bennett Jax spins away from Pierce Tomka. Jax sets up Magnuson with a drive. That was deflected out front and picked up by Selton. Selton watches his diagonal pass broken up. And Wanmacher slides it ahead for Brady Burton. On the back check, though, it was played by Hines, and he re-enters the zone. Tomka is there for Jefferson. Chaska changing. Nice job by Hines, all alone. Allows his teammates time to get back in the zone as he heads to the bench. It's Severson. Plays to Blahowski. Blahowski still on the puck. His shot blocked. Tried to pass it out front, denied by Burton. Burton sets up shot behind his own net and finds Nick Hatton. Hatton intercepted by Rinzel. Rinzel in front. Tic-tac-toe passing, and Chaska has the lead. Rinzel made the steal. Found Severson. He dished it out front, and it's Sully Sholey, the captain, giving the Hawks the first lead of the night. As the top line finally breaks through. And Sully Sholey with his 4th of the year. It took 36 shots on goal, but the Hawks finally have the lead tonight. And now Jefferson's going to need one here in the final 13 plus. They get a turnover. Benny Getters on the backhand. And Wiesert holds that one. Leading scorer for Jefferson with the good opportunity there between the circles. Herbert wins the draw to Daniels. His shot was blocked though. Kleber ran into some trouble at the half wall. Getters unable to play it as it comes back to Herbert. Herbert has it stolen clean by Selton. Selton racing after it, but Davis is there for Jefferson. Good quick reaction by Kyle Davis to avoid a breakaway situation. And now Herbert and Getters, a dangerous combo for the Jaguars. Getters' shot broken up by the traffic in front. And Kleber bounces it off the wall to center. Parker Boone, the goal scorer for Jefferson way back in the first period. Unable to advance it further. Davis, though, steals. Has to wait for Boone to get on sides and does. Davis in front for Boone. That was deflected. And played out of the corner by Knapp. Davis flips it right back into the Chaska zone with 12:25 remaining. Kleber sends it for a ride along the wall. Pritchard runs right into Gombold. It was swatted at by Knapp. A stick save by Luke Swanson. Save number 35 now for him. Sean Summerness hits the red line, dumps it in at the end of his shift. Intercepted, and a shot. Trying to go 5-hole was Logan Bonney on a rare giveaway by Rinzel. Here's Jefferson again on the attack. Brady Burton denied by Wiesert. Poked out front. Dangerous puck there played by Nahan. Not out of the zone yet. Hatton fires. Deflects to the corner. Rinzel, he gets tied up. Wanmacher out front for Bonnie, but that was broken up. Held though by Tomka, who fires, and a glove save by Carter Wiesert. So the activity offensively for Jefferson picking up, the urgency picking up. Another look at the go-ahead goal for Chaska. Severson to Scholey, as they've done all night. And just an inch or so above the glove of Luke Swanson. The top liner's back out there for the Hawks. Scholey stops at a dime, throws it out front. Tomka was there for Jefferson. High off the wall. D-men still staying aggressive for the Hawks as it's held by Iverson. Scholey for Severson broken up. And now Hatton for Jefferson. Ahead, Pierce Tomka, the defenseman dumps it in. Aaron Daniels will go on the forecheck. Instead, it's Magnuson. Chipped to center by Hansen. Iverson trying to catch Jefferson on a change, finds Severson. Severson looks toward the middle for a deflection by Hansen, but it goes through clean and steered to the corner by Jefferson's Luke Swanson with save number 36. Brady Burton putting on the pressure for Jefferson against Rinzel and steals it, throws it out front, but Carter Wiesert saw what was developing and steered it again. Unable to play that one forward was Selton. Wanmacher takes a shove along the wall, and now Davis for Jefferson. Lassos it into the zone with 10 minutes remaining in regulation. Long pass out of the reach of Chaska's Nathan Hines. It'll go for icing as we get into crunch time in this game. Glad you're with us tonight on BEC-TV and MNHockey.tv. Josh Powers alongside our crew. Jefferson led 1-0 after one on a goal by Parker Boone. Chaska tied it in the middle period on a Bryce Hansen goal, and then they have taken the lead in this period with the fourth goal of the year for Sully Scholey. That's where we stand. Chaska's outshot Jefferson 37-11. Jefferson, all they need to equalize is a goal here late. It's Samuel Lahl. Carries it up the left side. Run ends there at the red line. Chaska sends it in. Kyle Davis looks over his shoulder. Bennett Jacks charging ahead of him, but it's kicked away and played by Lahl. High off the wall, looking for a carom. Jefferson will change as it's picked up by Kleber. Kleber again, backtracking. Throws it into open space. Summerness blew a tire, but thankfully got a piece of it with his stick. Intercepted by Getters, onside at the line. Getters trying to navigate, had Herbert open on the opposite side, but couldn't thread the needle. Severson wins the stick battle. Passes over to Scholey. Scholey, toe drag move, but shot was blocked by Summerness. Picked up by Herbert, gave it away. Scholey! Saved by Swanson. Sully Scholey nearly at his second. But Luke Swanson up to the challenge without giving up a rebound on that shot as well. .8:21 remaining. Both teams have the timeout available. Tomka, just too many giveaways for Jefferson in their own zone, and Swanson has to kick that one away. Another steal. Pritchard this time drops it off, return pass, and Pritchard backhanded it wide. Chaska swarming. You like to, certainly, if you're Dave Snuggery, you like to see the aggressiveness keeping that foot on the gas pedal even with the lead here in the third period. Here's the outstanding sophomore Rinzel behind the net. Just gliding effortlessly, finds an open man, Selton, who sent it wide. Dug out of there by Broughton. And now Selton at the circle. Cracked away from him by Brady Burton, though picked up by Bennett Jax. Jax, nifty pass through traffic, but Logan Bonney saw it. Jefferson's gonna try to get a quick change in here. Here's Selton moving in, and it was blocked by Hatton. Good work by the co-captain for Jefferson, number 19. Selton to Broughton, fans on a pass. Somehow got it to Jax. Back to the point, firing right on Iverson, and a blocker save that time. Now into the glove of Luke Swanson. The shots continuing to pile up for Chaska. 39 saves now for Luke Swanson with 6:42 to go. Still just one penalty for each team in this game. These two power plays have been so effective, but just one chance aside in this game. That's one of the reasons for the lower scoring nature of this game so far at 2-1. Here's Aaron Daniels. Why not try to float one in? Letting it go high though was Wiesert. Daniels though, between the circles! It got by Wiesert, but it trickled wide. Best chance so far of the period for Jefferson. Kyle Davis now. His shot kicked to the corner by Magnuson. And Chaska clears. Scholey will not be able to avoid the icing as it trickles over the line with 6:09 left. Jefferson's had some good looks in this period, maybe more so in this period than the first two combined, but it's been Carter Wiesert right there on Aaron Daniels with the save, and boy, that one just deflects a couple of inches wide of the post. Here's Davis off a face-off win. Nice blocker save by Wiesert. Jefferson turning up the pressure here. Davis aggressively trying to hold the line, but can't. Selton now with Severson, saucer pass. Severson tried for the wraparound, but Aaron Daniels was there to block his path. Getters finds Herbert. Great move, Herbert, and a save by Wiesert. Brett Herbert, the younger brother of Caleb Herbert. What an outstanding player he was for Jefferson and for UMD, and younger brother Brett nearly tied it there for the Jaguars. Great move to get to the forehand as well. Watch Herbert right there. I think he'd want that shot location back. It was right in the midsection of Carter Wiesert with 5.5 minutes now remaining. Up next for the Jaguars, Chanhassen, a road game on Tuesday. Chaska will be right back here on Tuesday against Kennedy. Jefferson gets another icing call in their favor. Still the timeout available for Mike Terwilliger. Chaska's lone win came in the season opener. They piled up 9 goals against Buffalo. But just 3 cents. Here's Getters off a face-off win. Rifles it right on. Carter Wiesert. Haven't had a chance to really talk about him, with Jefferson having just 7 shots through the first, or 6 shots through the first 2 periods, but 39 has come up big here in the third. Jefferson has equaled those shots on goal in the first 2 periods combined now in the third. Daniels gloves and drops. Instead it's Bennett Jax for the Hawks. Out front, giving up a rebound that time, Swanson, but there to scoop it away was Gombo. Gombo negotiates. And a pass behind Aaron Daniels, and an icing call, unfortunately, there for Jefferson, a little sloppy. Swanson gives up the rebound Good tie up there by Sean Summerness, and then Gombold was there to scoop it up. It isn't just Swanson the reason why Chaska only has 2 goals in this game. They played well in front of him at times, and that one's poked in. It squeezed through the pads of Swanson, and Bennett Jacks on the rebound gives Chaska the insurance goal with 4:53 left. Looks like an assist for Nathan Hines and a second assist for Sam Rinzel. And finally, maybe one tonight that Swanson would like to have back. He's been so brilliant for Jefferson. For that one, he just couldn't quite squeeze the pads. And it is an assist for Rinzel, his 5th of the year. Hines with his 2nd assist of the year. Bennett Jacks, his 2nd goal of the year for the Hawks. And now the task doubles in severity for the Jaguars. Now they need not 1 but 2 here late in the final 5 minutes. We'll start to keep our eye on Luke Swanson in net. Stretch pass, Wanmacher gets a piece of it, heads to the bench. 4.5 minutes remaining. Dishing it up ahead, Jack Severson. What a game number 19 has had in purple. 2-on-2 the other way. Bonnie and Burton. Here is Brady Burton. Could not quite get around Tommy Blahowski, the junior defender for Chaska. Benny Getters got past Severson, looks for Herbert. And his play goes to the corner. Davis centering pass, intercepted by Severson. Rinzel checks his options. Aggressive forecheck by Getters. Rinzel recaptures. And Blahowski keeps it along the perimeter. Sully Sholey at neutral. Finds Blahowski, and he'll dump it in with 3.5 minutes remaining in regulation. Chaska with 2 goals in this period now to lead 3-1. And time dwindling for the Jaguars. Iverson. Got to the Jaguar blue line no further, but now down to just 3 minutes left. Iverson intercepts the Davis pass, and line drives a wrist shot in to Luke Swanson for save number 42 for the sophomore. Another look at the most recent goal. Watch Bennett Jacks right there, that puck squeezing through, and Jacks, if he wasn't there, that was not going to go across the line, I believe. Either Swanson would have seen it, or it looked like Hatton was back there, but so give Bennett Jacks credit. He was first on the scene, and his 2nd goal of the year might give Chaska the breathing room they need for their 2nd win of the season. Kleber over to Selton. Watched there by Wanmacher. Kleber behind Luke Iverson. Picked up by Gombold. Burton deflects it in, and Wiesert, the smart play there with an onrushing Logan Bonnie. Wiesert covers with 2:17 remaining. Jefferson might use a timeout here, and they will. So Mike Terwilliger uses the tee, and it might be time for Luke Swanson to give way to the extra skater here. We'll find out. There's head coach Dave Snuggerud on the left giving the instructions for Chaska. The Hawks persevering here. A lot of teams, maybe you're out shooting another opponent badly, but you're not in front on the scoreboard. They get frustrated, kind of gets in their own head, but Chaska just kept their head down, and they got enough chances in this game. They finally get a couple of sneak by Luke Swanson here in the third period for a 3-1 lead. Chaska team last year got all the way to the section championship, ran into Eden Prairie, the eventual state runner-up, actually outshot the Eden Prairie Eagles in that section championship, but lost by a goal. And with so many new players this year, it's going to be a dangerous team later on in the year. Strong performance tonight. Jefferson's net is empty. The extra attacker on for the Jaguars, 6-on-5. But a face-off win, Chaska. Here's Tomka over there with Wanmacher. Getters will try to track it down behind the net. Wanmacher gains control. Tried to center, that was blocked. Hatton trying to hold the line. Daniels does, as it bounces into the corner for Getters with a minute 54. Benny Getters looks toward the middle. Getters return pass! Shot blocked, rebound also blocked, and now Chaska with the empty net behind. Hatton, though, deflects it. Still in the zone. Getters looking, his shot blocked. Here's Hatton, Wanmacher. Bouncing puck, Tomka. Stolen here, Magnuson. Magnuson with the open net, scores! Matthew Magnuson with his first career goal for Chaska for the sophomore. An empty net variety that'll seal up this win for Chaska as they now lead 4-1. Luke Swanson heads back between the pipes for Jefferson. And Chaska's gonna get their second win of the year after dropping back-to-back games. The Hawks piling up 47 shots in this one. They're looking for more with Renzel. Stolen by Aiden Rath-Sabandith for Jefferson. Up ahead, Boone. A lone goal for Jefferson, scored by Parker Boone way back in the first period. Strong defensive performance by Chaska, just 14 shots on goal for the Jaguars tonight. Coming off of a 7-goal performance against Kennedy on Tuesday, were the Jaguars. Tyler Box, young sophomore, getting his first playing time, 27 in purple. Final 20 seconds. Timmy Leroy. Cleaver now. Dishes it back toward the point. This will trickle through center. One last rush for Chaska. Flipped in by Nathan Hines. As this game comes to an end, it's the Chaska Hawks who pull away. They score 3 times in the third period, including the empty netter by Magnuson, to seal up a 4-1 win as Chaska improves to 2-2 on the season. That top line for Chaska, they are going to be a problem for the Metro West here the rest of the year. They were outstanding in this game tonight. No handshakes with COVID. Just stick taps of appreciation between these two teams. Let's take a look at the third period highlights. It was 1-1 entering this period. Jefferson got a nice early chance, but it was Carter Wiesert who made 8 out of 8 saves in the period. Chaska would finally take the lead right here. Sully Sholey with his 4th of the year from Severson on that beautiful feed, making it 2-1. Then late, there's another look at that one. A second assist, by the way, on that goal by given to Renzel. Jefferson had chances, but Wiesert cutting down the angle there. Another near miss for Jefferson. That would have tied it. Brett Herbert had a chance late, but then it was Carter Wiesert continuing to play well. What more can you say, though? Luke Swanson, terrific for Jefferson. 43 saves in this game. Seeing a couple of extra looks at some near chances. Chaska would eventually make it 3-1. This shot from the point would start trickling by. Goaltender Swanson punched in by Bennett Jacks. And then to seal it, the sophomore Magnuson, the empty netter. His first career Chaska goal. To round out the scoring as the Hawks come up big in the third period, scoring 3 times. The Hawks now move to 2-2. Jefferson 1-3. Next up for Chaska, they'll be right back here Tuesday night at the Ice Garden to face Kennedy. Jefferson will be on the road also. They'll face Chanhassen on Tuesday. That'll wrap this one up on Hockey Saturday night in Bloomington. Chaska wins it 4-1 over the Jaguars. For our entire crew, this is Josh Powers saying good night from the Bloomington Ice Garden.